What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this issue, we are jumping into X-Force issue number 46. This is a tale of two brothers. After the events of the last issue, what we see is that Mikhail Rasputin, he has been fatally wounded as Colossus sits by his brother's side. This little pocket dimension that they are in, it begins to fall apart. And so now X-Force, they have to try and figure out how to get out of here before it is too late. The only problem, there is still squadrons of these little soldier nesting dolls. Every time you kill one, another one pops out of the stomach, smaller, but just as dangerous. And so the question remains, can X-Force make it out of this place before it is too late? Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Colossus and his brother. Colossus standing over his brother as he slowly bleeds out. He is telling Colossus that things just didn't work out how he hoped, but there is still a chance that together as brothers they could do this. He tells Colossus that Xavier is gone. All the other mutants are exiled or they are dead. He believes that it is all their own fault, due to failed leadership and lazy optimism. That Beast was the only one among them that had any sense, but they can still rectify Krakoa's mistakes and claim a new dawn for mutantkind. He tells Colossus that if you are aware what we were doing, Charles would have known, Emma would have known, Kid Omega would have known, that he had to find another way for them to work together. But Colossus, he refuses to hear this. He knows that he was played, that he was manipulated. As he goes to choke out his brother and take the life from him, he stops himself. He says that this isn't the way, that he has hurt too many already, that he doesn't want to kill his brother, but he does tell him that you are dead to me. With Colossus turning his back, this is when Mikhail, he uses his powers to heal his wounds. And then he attacks. As the two brothers battle, we pick up in the other areas of this pocket dimension. Domino and Sage seeking the help of Doctor Strange. He is able to open up the void, but he can only hold this for so long. It is very volatile. It is in danger of collapsing, and so they must go in and rescue everybody before it is too late. As Sage jumps in, the first person she runs into is Omega Red, grabbing a scalpel and stabbing some of these nesting doll soldiers. She apologizes to Omega Red for taking so long, asking if he is okay, and he says that he will be once he can repay them in pain. This is where we pick up with Domino and Wolverine. Domino has come in to rescue Wolverine, but they find themselves hugely outnumbered. Every time they put down one of these soldiers, another pops out of the stomach. And as they stand in a body of soldiers, they know that it is only a matter of time before the little ones pop out of the stomachs. And so with them doing everything they can to stay alive, we pick up with the battle between Colossus and his brother. Mikhail being able to manifest a giant boulder. He takes this boulder and he smashes his brother. With Colossus underneath all of this rubble, we pick up with the Chronicler, with the Orcus agent that they had tried to control. And while she has a gun to his head, she goes to pull the trigger but doesn't shoot him, asking how the heck they get out of this place. It might not matter because the whole structure, Mikhail's palace, is coming undone, which means he is either dead or he is dying. As the two of them go falling into nothingness, they land right in Kid Omega's prison. Kid Omega trying to figure out who these guys are. That's when the floor drops under all three of them. And so they all go falling, picking up with Domino and Wolverine. One of these little nesting dolls has jumped into the mouth of Domino, but lucky for them, we have the arrival of Deadpool. Not being able to help himself, wanting to get into this fight, he starts dropping grenades on these little nesting dolls, and then he does the Heimlich maneuver on Domino, trying to get this little monster out of her throat. But even with the arrival of Deadpool, it looks like they might not be able to get out of this. Taking us back over to Colossus and his brother, we have Colossus down on the ground, looking like he might have been defeated, his metal skin detracting from his body, with Mikhail leaning down next to him, Colossus pleading for his life. He doesn't want to do this, but Colossus knows what he must do. This is where we see the metal skin, it comes back over his body. In the blink of an eye, Colossus reaches into his brother's chest and he rips out his heart. Tears running down his face. Colossus has just murdered his brother. With Doctor Strange barely able to hold open this portal, we see all of X-Force come falling out of this. And then the portal closes up. But even with everybody making it back, Domino, she is the one to pull a gun, or, a Krakoan gun if you will, on Colossus. She says that she is pretty close to pulling the trigger, and he says that he understands. But if X-Force is back, then deciding what to do with him, this will be their first task. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Not a bad issue, definitely a lot of fun bringing this story arc of Colossus, his brother Mikhail, all of it to a close. This includes the Chronicler and the Orcus agent both falling through the portal with X-Force. This was a very long, played out story. We have seen it really covered like the last 2 years, where Colossus has been under the control of Mikhail, of the Chronicler. And while it looked like it was going to play out like some big event, the truth is the Hellfire Gala happened, and it ruined all of Mikhail's plans. Everything that he had anticipated to do, a whole invasion with these nesting dolls under Krakoa. And if we're being honest, that could have been as devastating as Orcus attacking the Hellfire Gala. Those nesting dolls are no freaking joke, because every time one of them die, another one pops out of the stomach. Granted, it is much smaller, but these things can keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Truth be told, one of them might have come through the portal with them, and they don't even know it. We saw how Beast had to handle his little microscopic nesting doll soldier that embedded itself into him. But these things are also lacking leadership now. So who knows what or if they're even still in existence. If all of them stayed inside of that pocket dimension, then the likelihood is that most or all of those soldiers died. But X-Force is now back, and they have plans on really figuring out Colossus' fate. But there are much bigger things at play than having a trial for Colossus. Orcus is running rampant. Mutantkind is on the run. Arakko is having a civil war. If Mutantkind ever needed the X-Force, now is the time. So hopefully we're gonna see them thrown into the fray, helping out the other mutants, helping out the Unity Squad, and bringing Orcus down once and for all. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with X-Force and the Fall of X, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.